Hello, hello, and welcome to this week's Yin. Take your time, find your spot, gather those things that you find useful. Make sure you have a blanket or a jacket, something to keep you warm. And just take the time to make sure that your body is comfortable where you are, that you're comfortable. If there are any last minute things you need to do, and just finish them so you make sure that you can focus to whatever is going to happen during this hour, go ahead and do so. And just make sure that you are open for that kind of relaxation that's going to come. That you're not just squeezing it in your schedule, that you're really making time for here and now. And you're being fully present in this here and now. And just taking your time lying down, finding a comfortable spot, allowing the body to be relaxed. And just making sure that you're really tuning in and listening to your body. So whatever it has to say, you'll be there to listen. So starting with your points of contact, noticing how the body meets the ground and just releasing, letting go any tension, any holding, anything. Enjoying that feeling of lying down. And you're scanning through and you're noticing things that happened today that there might have been here yesterday. There might be brand new experiences for your body. It doesn't really matter. What matters in this moment is that you're being present with whatever is present with you and for you right now. And as always, we're not going there with the intention to fix or to change or nothing. Just be present. The adjustments and the conditioning of whatever it is will come. It's the next step. First, we acknowledge. We gather information. And as you're there, you can softly start bringing the attention to the breath. Allowing the breath to be deep and slow. starting by observing how the breath moves within the body. What changes, what shifts, what it makes you feel. And just stay with that feeling. The feeling of the breath shifting your body and whatever kind of emotions it stirs. Be open for anything to surface. And try to stay with the out breath, tuning the body and wakening the parasympathetic nervous system. Finding that state of rest and relaxation. And on your own time, gently, you can start waking up the body, moving fingers, toes, hands, feet, stretching arms and legs, twisting, turning, opening, expanding, checking in with the body as you're moving. Noticing if there is any new reaction in the way you're moving. If body parts that used to be in a certain condition now are at a different condition. Also noticing patterns. You might always begin your practice by moving your right arm. Well, for a change, start with the left. And, it might bring a whole new universe of options for that wake up movement that we do. Nice. And just gently come and bring both knees all the way up towards your chest. Give them a hug. And you can start rolling from side to side. Easing the lower back. As you're moving from side to side. Massaging the lower back. And just finding center where you are. Bring your knees and keeping your knees close to you. Inhale. And on the exhale, come and lift the head. The new favorite. Bring your knees close to your forehead, forehead close to your knees. And just feeling that general sort of stretchy feeling. And from there, just very, very gently rolling from side to side. Very good. And you're going to keep your knees close to you. Let your head drop. And from there, let both knees fall over to the right. Left arm opens to the left, and you can place a little something under your left shoulder if you'd like. That can be a book, a cushion, a rolled blanket, anything you find you've got available and can be useful. And stay with a feeling of opening. There's an opening across the chest. There's a spiraling that opens all the way from the tip of your tail, traveling up towards the crown of your head and also towards that left hand opening to the side. And there's a feeling of lengthening within that twist. Lengthening and widening at the same time. The 3 and 2 and 1. Very, very gently coming all the way back to center. Nice. We're going to do the same over to the other side. So gently bringing both knees over now to the left. Right arm opens to the right. Eyes starting to look over to the right. And again, you can add that little support under your right shoulder. You can also bring some support sort of between your legs. It can be your hand, so your left arm can go through the legs and provide a little extra support for your right leg. But you can also again place a cushion between, or again an old blanket, the same old. In any case, you're creating space for the opening, that spiraling effect. Nice soft breaths. Focusing on letting go with the out breath and on the expansion and the opening. Breathing in. As you exhale, just go ahead and bring that right arm over to the left. So we end up sort of curled in a fetal position here. So bring your head as well as close to your knees as you can. A little hug. Holding it for 3. Finding safety, finding support. finding the breath. And with the exhale, just go ahead and release. And come and bring yourself over to the table. Finding hands and knees onto the floor. Shoulders on top of your wrists, hips on top of your knees. Spreading the fingers wide. Nice. And from there, just very, very gently, we can start making little circles. So just to start warming up the wrists a bit and allowing some movement to the pelvis and the hip joints. Alright, so you can keep widening the range of that circle, the radius of that circle. It doesn't have to be faster, just allowing it to be wider. And you can change direction. Very good. And eventually just coming all the way back to the center. Good. Let's go for the cat-cow. Inhale, letting your pelvis drop, eyes looking out. Exhale, taking the tail, back goes back. Inhale, opening, looking out. Exhale, back goes back. Just a couple more of those. Inhale, open. Exhale, back goes back. Inhale, open. Exhale, back goes back. Inhale, last one, open. Exhale, back goes back. Very nice. Finding center. And from there, we're gonna sort of make a C shape to the right. So both the pelvis sort of shifts to the right and your head tilts to the right. So ideally, not ideally, in a way trying to bring your forehead and your right side of the pelvis closer together. Nice. Holding there for 3. And 2. And 1, gently easing back to center and doing the C shape to the left. Nice. And one more time, pelvis shifting to the right. Back to center, pelvis shifting to the left. And back to center. Nice. And we're going to carry on with a cat-cow. So inhale, opening, looking to the front. Exhale, going back. And just carry on in your own rhythm. Just try to make sure that it's synchronized with your breath. So inhale one movement, exhale the other. And carry on. And as you're doing it, you're sort of getting into a trance. You can close the eyes and just try to sort of split the movement in all its sections without stopping the actual movement, but just as you're doing it, in a way, you're just finding bit by bit the parts of the movement that consist the overall motion. So noticing the movement of the pelvis as you're doing this, the movement of the rib cage, the movement of the head, the movement of the shoulders, even the movement of the thighs as you're sort of maybe gently swinging from front to back. And allow it to be slow, allow it to be smooth. It's a great warm-up, so treat it as such. Through very, very, very gentle movement. You have the breath as well, just firing it all. A few more of those. And as you're doing that, I'd like you to add the idea of a circle. So any part of the body from those three big structures, the head, the rib cage, and the pelvis, can go independently in a circular motion. So off you go, making circles. The head, the pelvis, the rib cage. You can involve the whole upper part of the body. So maybe the shoulders can be somehow involved. And you can go one way, you can go the other way around. There's no right or wrong here, just really allowing the spine to become more agile, more smooth and soft. And from the circular movement, you can sort of transition into an S-like movement, so like a snake. So moving from one side to the other. And it doesn't have to look it, as long as you have the intention of sort of mimicking that snake-like motion, going from side to side. Again, there's no right or wrong. Lovely. 3 and 2 and 1, and eventually just come and bring it all the way back down to your child's pose. Very good. Head is heavy, arms heavy. Lovely. Allowing a moment to rest your wrists, which I guess feel a bit tired at the moment. But also letting the shoulders ease, letting the heel drop, the pelvis drop down towards your heels. Nice. And from there, just come and bring your arms close to your legs, so hands close to your feet. Then we're going to try a little stretch for the back of the neck, the rabbit. We've done it again once, I think. Just being very, very careful and in control of the movement. Remove any hair bands or any sharp objects from within or around your head. And allow the shoulders to be relaxed. Now what we're going to do now is start lifting the pelvis. And whilst we're lifting the pelvis, you'll see that the head will start moving. What you're going to do is allow your whole body sort of to roll over the head. So you're just going to roll the head, not move the head. And probably you'll reach a point where the balance is right on the crown of the head, maybe a bit further back even. Make sure that the pelvis stays on top of your knees. You don't go further than that. And just explore here, that little stretch.
And there, very gently, we're going to start rolling back the head, so making the forehead reach down, pelvis sitting on your heels. And from there, just slowly start rolling up, vertebra by vertebra, coming all the way up, allowing the head to balance back on the top of your spine. Nice. So from there, taking your hands behind your back, and we're going to lean backwards, let the knees lift so that you'll feel a nice deep stretch along the metatarsus, the top of the foot. So again, you have your hands there to regulate the amount of sort of backdrop. And notice if it feels too intense for your ankles, just take it all the way back down, or, as far back down as it feels safe for you. Otherwise, just explore and find that spot where it actually allows you to get the stretch and sustain the pose. Very nice. And from there, you can start dropping the knees. So knees touching down. And you can sort of engage the glutes and gently lift the pelvis up. And that will lead to a great stretch along your thighs, your quads. Now, if this feels very intense for your knees, you can gently widen the legs. So think of your knees pointing towards the sides of your mat. If you're okay where you are, just hold your knees parallel. Nice. Now the intention is for the knees to drop down and engaging the glutes and gently lifting the pelvis to get that stretch a bit more intense. That's it. The 3. And 2. And 1. And from there, optional, see if you'd like to go. Make sure that your fingers point towards the front of your mat, and then just start bending the elbows. So elbows bending towards the back. And so you can sort of start opening a bit more space across the abdominal area as well. And also, if you'd like to take it a bit further, you can always go down onto your forearms. And if you get there, you can think of your eyes looking up. Just make sure you don't drop the head. Or if you do, don't keep it there for a long time. Very good for 3. And 2. And 1. Very nice. Just start with the hands, making your way up. Good. And let it come back down again to the child's pose. Easing the lower back, softening the knees. And from there, we're going to slide to the salutation to the earth. So sending the pelvis again on top of the knees and sliding the arms forwards. Finding either the forehead onto the floor or the chin, or if it feels too much for the back of the neck, you can always turn your head to one side.
free the shoulders. Let them access their full range. Just gently start coming back and moving back to sit onto your heels. And from there, you can fold your mat in front of you so you can come and stand on your knees. Yep. Make sure that your knees feel comfortable. Taking your hands behind your back. And I'm just going to gently open to a gentle camel pose, a supported one. Making sure that you're not dropping the head back. You're just opening. If you feel confident and comfortable to go to the full camel pose, you can either tuck the toes under and place your hands onto your heels, or just travel all the way down. Chest is opening, pelvis pushing forwards, nice and soft. Very good. And you can release one arm, lift it all the way up, and take it down again to the child's pose. Breathing in. And as the exhale, just start rolling up. Lovely. Coming all the way up onto your knees. Great. And just come and shift the weight over to the right leg so we can open the left on the side. Nice. So you can either keep the toes pointing to the side or pointing forwards, up to you. Nice. And from there, inhale, that's your right arm reaching up, lengthening. As you exhale, slowly just slide over to the left. Accessing that nice stretch over and along your right side. Opening and opening. The 3. And 2. And 1. Nice. Whenever you're ready, softly just come and reach up. And you can bring that right hand onto the floor on your right. And maybe just go ahead and step that left foot a bit further back. And you can bring your left arm above your head, reaching out and beyond. Now opening the left side. Softly with the breath.
Nice. For 3. And 2. And 1. Great. Taking that left hand onto the floor, turning the whole body to face down. And we're going to keep that right knee and place it right behind your right wrist. And once you're there, just go and slide back. You can play with the angle of that right shin. So the more you keep it parallel to the top of the mat, the more you intensify the stretch. So just find what feels good for you right now. You can keep that right foot flexed to give you better access to the stretch we're aiming for. And you can place your hands in front of that leg. And maybe you can keep walking towards the top of the mat. Or you can bend the elbows. Or you can bring your forearms down. Or eventually just come and melt all over that right leg. Now we're going to stay here for a couple of minutes. That's lovely. Just a couple more breaths here. Great. And slowly start coming up. Walking your hands back. And optional here, you can open the chest and think of a little back bend. Trying to keep the body even without collapsing over to the right. Holding there for 3. And 2. And 1. Breathing in. As you exhale, you're letting it release, rolling over towards the left. So I'm coming to sort of close and bring your feet together. Lovely. And from there, just keeping a diagonal and just leaning a bit forwards. Not much, just a bit. Shoulders relaxed. Lovely. Exhale, release. Very good. Come across
the legs and roll over to your knees. Or we can take it over to the other side. So from there, yes, that's shifting the weight over to your left. So you can open your right leg to the side. And again, you can choose for the toes to point to the front or to be open to the side. And whenever you're ready, inhale, that's your left arm rising. Think of all that line from the fingertips of your left hand down to that left knee. Lengthen, and on the exhale, just wait, reaching out. Shoulders nice and soft. Notice if you're holding tensions here. That would not be the goal. So allow everywhere to be a softness. If it's too much for you to hold the arm, you can even let it bend. You can let it rest onto your head. The 3 and 2 and 1. Inhale, rising up. Lovely. And we're going to place that left hand onto the floor and just come and move that right leg a bit further to the back. And you can open your right arm, pointing out and away beyond the head. And stay. You can close your eyes and just allow that opening to take place. Always breathing softly. Very good. Inhale. And as you exhale, release, come bring that right hand onto the floor. Turn the whole body to face forwards and come and shift that left knee and bring it behind your left wrist. Sliding the right foot back and gradually adjust. Taking to the desired level of stretch for today. Again, the more you bring your shin parallel to the top of your mat, the more it will intensify the stretch. And just taking a moment, finding yourself here. Finding the balance. And you can come and bring your hands in front of that left leg. And you can either stay here or you can walk your hands towards the top of the mat. Or you can gently bend the elbows. You can bring the forearms down. And you can melt all the way down. Those are stages, and you really allow your body to guide you there. You're not forcing anything. Just try to keep your left foot flexed to unlock the potential of that stretch. Other than that, gravity does the rest. That's lovely. And slowly start walking yourself back up. And on your time, just opening into a little back bend. Three and two and one. Breathing in. And as you exhale, just gently come and bring it back to center. And easing yourself as you turn towards the right side. Nice. And then you can bring both feet parallel, knees parallel, hands behind your back. And we're going to go for the windshield wipers, gently letting your knees drop from side to side. Very good. Easing the pelvis, easing the hip joints, the lower back. A nice gentle massagey twist to the spine. I really love this one. There we go. Perfect. And just finding center. Finishing with a forward fold, letting both legs extend. Nice flex. Inhale, arms will rise. Exhale, just. And coming all the way down. Allowing your back to stay rounded and your head heavy. And just breathing in. And as you exhale, start rolling up. Nice. Hands behind your back. Just adjusting yourself and lying down on your back. And once you're there, just placing the soles of your feet together and letting your knees open to the side. And just staying there for the next few minutes. If at any point you find this uncomfortable, you can always swap to your Savasana or any other place where your body feels comfortable. But for now, just fully releasing, fully letting go. Allowing the body to fall towards the ground. staying with a breath. Breathing in deep, breathing out slow. Breathing in deep, breathing out slow. And just carry on. And in your own time, you can start reintroducing your body to the day. Moving fingers, toes, hands, feet, or any way you find fit. And on your own time, just rolling over to the right or to one side. And come and bring yourself all the way up to sitting. Finding your sitting bones, finding your back, finding your length, your width, space within. And with a nice deep breath, you let the arms reach up. And exhale, hands coming to chest. Finding center. Inhale, opening eyes, minds, hearts. Thank you very, very much for joining today. Have a lovely rest of the day, and I'll see you soon.